Hey, what's happening? It's time to ride bikes again. And today's ride is a little FTP. It's a little different than the classic. So we're doing 3 12-minute efforts, all at slightly different intensities. We're doing, it's 12 minutes each at 90, 95, and 100% of FTP. So we get kind of a full spectrum of, we kind of work our way all the way through the FTP range, or the zone 4 range. It's a really super effective workout. I keep looking over here. I'm dual recording this workout, as I've been working out some issues between my power meter on my trainer, the Ceres H3, and my pedals, which are the Favro Osioma Uno. And I can tell you right now, well, here, you can even take a look at it. I'll hold this up. I don't know if I can hold it steady enough to be usable, but even in the warm-up, it's giving me a little different reading. So the power you're seeing on my screen right now is from the H3. On my computer there, it's from my Osiomas. And I have a feeling this ride is gonna settle this for good. As I just calibrated both of them. I did my 0 offset, which is a little different than a calibration. All right. Yeah, this is, it's quite a difference. So, My thought was, and you know what? Well, nah, I'll get the full ride in. I'll get a good workout in either way. I was gonna switch over to my switch over to the computer, or switch over to the pedals. But that's all right. The trainer reads super low. There's just, you know, I've tried every which way to try to close the gap, and there's just no two ways about it. The trainer reads low, or the pedals read high, and when I enter a race, I know which one I want on my side. And also, that is something I've been getting from my trainer, is those dropouts, which I have not experienced with the pedals. What I was experiencing with the pedals, because it is a single-sided power meter, is I was finding myself overcompensating with my pedaling. I was overcompensating with my left-hand side, my left leg. So my thought behind this whole thing was, well, if I use my trainer, it'll balance the power out a little bit better, and I can get my, you know, right leg and left leg a little more evened out. But I think with the huge disparity between these two power meters, I don't think I have any choice but to go back to the just running with the Osceomas. So I mean, it is consistently 20, 30, 35 watts higher on the Osceoma. So this is our 3 by 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Getting into the meat of our warm-up here. Yeah, holy cow, that is it's even more of a difference on the higher end there, so well, good to know. Well, and it certainly explains some of the problems I've been having with failing workouts and whatever. It's like, even though I'll explain a little more here after this interval. I got 2 minutes to talk. So I had bumped my FTP down for the lower. I'm actually going to go in and I'm going to adjust the bias a little bit. Because I have a feeling, let me just see where that puts us in comparison here. So my goal is to complete this workout. And all my eye levels are based off of the work I was doing with my osteomas. So yeah, right now it's reading like 200 watts, 200, 210 off my pedals, and I'm getting 170, 175, 180, 92. That's 8%. So when I get into this last part of our warm-up here, oh, you know what? Mr. Johnson forgot a towel. And he is going to need one for this workout. So there. Now, when I get into the last part of this warm-up here, I should be able to get a good sense for where my FTP is, or I should say, I'm sorry, where, because this should be about 300 watts for this type of effort for me. So I'm going to hit 300 watts on my computer here. So I'm going to take it off the pedals. And see where that lines up. That's actually, there's 291, there's 303. And that's at about 89, 90 RPMs. Look at that difference in power. That is insane. So I'm gonna just hang out here. And I'm gonna have to bump that bias down even more. And what I'm just going to have to focus on is pedaling smoothly with both legs as I transition back to the osteomas. There's just no way I'm going to leave that kind of power on the table. Yeah, it's power dropped out on the from the trainer there. Did not drop out from the pedals. And this is definitely more what this effort should feel like. So I've got my computer in my hand. I'm going to find a spot I can set it. Unfortunately, I don't have a handlebar mount on this bike for it. Okay. All right. There. That should do it. I can see that from here. So fortunately, I know my eye levels pretty well. So I'm just going to ride. So unfortunately, this ride, you're going to see me looking down this way the whole time. But and hopefully, it looks like, so I dropped the bias all the way down to 90%. So hopefully that's still enough to get me complete intervals in Zwift, so I get closer to my 808 Super 9 wheel set. But I'll take a quality workout over XP points at this point. That's tough for me to say. All right, here we go. So this is 90%. Which should be 285, 290-ish for me. So that is what I'm going to hit on my computer, off my pedals. And you should see my heart rate reflect this effort as well. So it should be in the high 160s, given my fitness level and all that stuff. So and now I am riding the big foothills route, which is actually going to be the race course for the first race of the Zwift Racing League series. Yeah, this looks actually about right here. I sit around 240 to 250 on the trainer. It's about 275 to 285 on the pedals. So it is a little more climbing than I would prefer. But I'll be racing in C, assuming they let me. I'm going to register for C. My Zwift power profile has me as a minimum category B, but I am less fit than when I set that number, or those numbers. And that's pretty well reflected in my last few events. So I don't think I'll be riding outside of the C power range. And if I do, then I'll upgrade, which would be awesome. I just don't think I'm there right now. So this section will be a big challenge for me. Anything with a KOM, you can pretty much bet I'm gonna lag behind. Now I can feel myself really warming into this effort. My heart rate's a little higher than I want it to be, but my legs feel good. And I'm still rebuilding some fitness, so I'm okay with letting my heart rate drift a little bit. See, when I talk, it goes up a little bit more. Goes down when I breathe. So I'm holding steady on my pedals, about 280, 285. I've spiked a little over that a couple of times. All right. I'm going to pause up for just a second. All right, so cool down for a couple minutes here. you really want to do, especially on FTP efforts, you don't want to recover for too long. You want to keep just a little bit of fatigue in your legs and keep those cylinders firing. You don't want to come to full recovery, but you do want to let your heart rate come down, especially because in this next set, we're going up 5%. Now this race course for the C and D category is going to end at 35K, which should be, well, it'll end at the Volcano KOM, which should be about 35K. Oh, Jarvis, you failed again. But don't worry, it's not a failure. It's only a failure if you don't get back up and keep trying. He's going to get it. He's going to get that beehive one of these days. Whether he actually wants the beehive once he gets it is another question. He's got that thick fur, though. He'll be okay. So yeah, this is definitely hair yet. So it's at 155 now through the pedals. That should be enough to drop my heart rate into the 130s, which is where I consider my full recovery in most circumstances. Mid 130s, I'm pretty well recovered, ready to go. I also have motivation to not fail this this interval. I already failed that 2-minute when I jumped off the bike. So here we go. I'll ramp into this a little bit. So this will be on the pedals about 300 watts. 295 really. That's kind of what I'm aiming for. $295, 300. And this one I should feel like I'm working a little harder towards the end. And the last one will take some mental toughness. Look at that, almost halfway through this one. Oh, oh boy. So we're gonna have 3 KOMs on this course. This is not gonna be my jam. I have to apologize to my teammates in advance. At least it's not the time trial course. I'll have to ride this again. I wonder, with the KOMs, if I might be better off with a climbing setup, but I'm so heavy, I don't know if it matters. But, you know, any little advantage. One of my DBR teammates there. Yeah, and there's another drop from the trainer, no drop from the pedals. There's the volcano, that's where we're heading. All right. So, see, to get up off my seat a little bit. You've heard me say it before. Take your rest as seriously as your intervals. Let that heart rate recover. But don't fail me, Zwift. I need my wheels. Alright, this is 150 on the pedals. Oh, there's 170. Oh, 211. Nice, stomping it out there. All right, this next set should be doable. It's 100% of FTP, so that will be over 300 watts. Should be about 310. On the pedals. Yeah, 280 is probably about right from the trainer. 280 to 290. So I'll have to aim for that. But, 100% of your FTP for 12 minutes should be something you can do. Of course, we have a little bit of fatigue built in our legs now. Just a little bit. It's actually not too bad. It's 12 minutes at 90%, 12 minutes at 95%. It's really not too terribly taxing, but allows us to work our FTP in those ranges. And when this workout is all said and done, it's 36 minutes in your zone 4. All right, I'm gonna quit talking for this last minute, try to really recover. All right, here we go. Let's shift up one gear. See what that does. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to want it. No erg mode. If you've been watching me a while, you know exactly how I feel about it. If you're just joining me for the first time, it's a long story. Maybe I'll tell it in my cooldown. Yeah, this will be a little tougher here. The trick is to keep it nice and smooth. You don't want to go under too far. You don't want to go over too far. Nice and smooth. Still no drop out from the pedals. Quarter of the way through this one. Halfway. Three-quarters. Nothing left after this, so there's no reason to save anything. Just a cool down. Gotta give my behind a rest though. Oh yeah, I'm feeling it now. This last one is about mental toughness. Oh yeah. 90 seconds. Now we're just trading 1 minute of discomfort for riding our bike faster. Who in the world would not take that trade? And again, no drop from the power, or from the pedals. Drop from the trainer. All right, here we are. Finish strong. All right. Oh. Man. It's a burner. But what I like about that workout is it gets you a lot of time in zone, but you really kind of warm into it. And there's all sorts of fun stuff you can do with it. You can do, it's a good one to do pedaling drills on. You know, especially if you're going to be participating in that team time trial on in the Zwift Racing League. You know, getting some higher cadence work in. Pedaling drills smooth out your pedaling and make you more efficient anyway, so something you should be doing periodically. Speaking of which, I'm gonna raise my cadence here over 85. Spin some of that bad nonsense out of my legs that I just built up in there. So tomorrow I've got a fun workout. Another one of my favorites. Yeah, look at that. Well, and also I will be ditching the power from my H3, and you'll see the power from my Osceomas, which will be more reliable, much more reliable. Tomorrow's workout is tempo with a little VO2 max. So it's you know, and actually it reminds me, I gotta do a little switching around on that workout. So I've got the VO2 max at the end right now, which is where I was the last time I did that workout, but because I wanted to do those with a little bit of fatigue built up in my legs after the tempo set. But where I am right now with my fitness, I want to get quality VO2 out of the way first, and then I'll move into the tempo. Now I'm gonna, all right, so there's our workout. Which, other than hopping off the bike twice, that's pretty much how you draw that up. Good build, good recovery. Peaked at my heart rate at 197. That's definitely don't need to question my the intention of my effort. So, what I'm going to do here, because I am kind of a min-maxer, is I am going to finish this climb and coast all the way to the bottom to get all of my XP. Because I have more than enough drops now. All I need is that level to click over to 35. And I've got my 808 Super 9 wheel set, which I'm going to throw onto my Cervelo S5. And I don't mind looking like a dork racing a disc wheel in a road race. And that setup is just slightly faster on the flats than the Tron. The Tron, I believe, will climb just a hair better than the P5 with the 808 Super 9s. So I would love to think, oh man, I would love to think I could get to level 35 before that first team time trial, so I could put that on the P5. Because man, that would be a rocket of a setup. But in the meantime, since I did most of the work getting up this far, may as well finish it off and get all that XP that I earned. Plus it gives me a little time to ride this in sim mode, which I don't do very often. I'm almost always in a structured workout. I should free ride a little bit more often, especially on the race courses. Get a feel for the terrain and all that stuff, but you know, habits are hard to break. Plus, I mean, if I'm honest, being a min-maxer and kind of a nerd, I like nice clean charts. There we go. XP. Give me XP. 30. 30. Ah, well, I'll take it. All right, so tomorrow, tempo, VO2 max, maybe not necessarily in that order. Monday, TBD, and Tuesday also TBD. Kind of thinking that I'm gonna race on Tuesday. And just, you know, I don't know, just, you know, kind of for fun, kind of a preseason tune-up. Even though this whole first block of the Zwift Racing League will kind of be a preseason tune-up. All right, well, if we're gonna be racing, we better practice our super tuck, right? Forget the grade that, I mean, this isn't enough, obviously, to do it, but is it, I don't know, there's a certain percent grade that you go into the super tuck and in a race, if you're not aware, in a race versus when you're out in the real world, or in the, well, the real world of Watopia, or whatever world you're in, when you're free riding or doing a workout, in a race, the super tuck actually gives you more of a benefit. Actually, buff it, as we would say in the video game world. Or you could say, out here, you could say they nerf it. But I haven't used it that much. Honestly, in either circumstance, I really haven't used the super tuck that much. Probably mostly because I ride or I race mostly flat courses. and spend most of my time in structured workouts. But it's there to use, I'm told. Oh, yeah, 5% isn't enough. 4% certainly isn't enough to do it. All right, well, I'm going to round this off to 40K for this ride. That's being a real min-maxer about it. Hey, that's 20 XP. If I quit right now, I would just be laying on the table. And that's also why I ride in KPH. You gain XP just a little faster in kilometers than you do in English. There we go. So, join me again tomorrow for some tempo and some VO2 max. And there'll be something on Monday. But I'll have to kind of reevaluate. Things got kind of messed up with my schedule, so I got to kind of recalculate and rearrange some things. So, so I should be able to let you know tomorrow kind of what to expect. Till then, I will see you around, and thank you very much for watching.